You know, open concept floor plans are all the rage nowadays. But if you're thinking about adding one to your house, stop. This video could save you literally thousands of dollars. I cannot tell you the number of times that I've seen home improvement shows where they just start hammering into walls only to find out that they're load bearing. They could have saved themselves thousands of dollars of repairs or engineering questions by just getting a simple stud finder. That's right, with a simple stud finder, you don't have to knock a hole into the wall to find out whether that wall is load bearing. You could just run a stud finder, see if you have one stud standing alone, like a decorative facade wall, or if it's load bearing and structurally required. If you find, when you're running your stud finder, you find that there are 2, 3, maybe 4 studs sandwiched together, that's gonna be a load bearing wall. And it's gonna require you to do a lot more engineering and a lot more money shelled out of your pocket in order to carry that weight. What a load-bearing wall is when you have a structurally engineered wall in the middle of your house, that is carrying weight, either the weight of the rafters, the weight of the trusses, or the weight of the second floor onto that load-bearing wall, and then carried down into the foundation or into the crawl space, and then it's shored up by the pilings in the crawl space. So that makes that wall required because all that weight is transferred onto those sandwiched laminated groups of studs. That's load bearing. So it's bearing the load of the second floor or the trusses. But you could find all this out by simply just running the stud finder to see whether or not those studs are in there. If they are, and you still want that wall out of there for the open floor plan, that's when you're gonna have to transfer the weight across a beam. You see, this open floor plan has floor joists of the upstairs that are structurally engineered to allow us to open up this area. In fact, you can see when we did the walkthrough, you can see before the drywall went up, you can see where these laminate composite man-made I-beams are in the floor across the ceiling of our living room. And then also on this house that we did a walkthrough, you can see how in the garage they have a steel I-beam that carries the weight of the upstairs, transfers it across the I-beam to the studs in the wall on either side of the garage and carries that weight down into the slab. And also in the great room, you can see how they have a laminate beam, once again carries that weight across the room to studs on either side. Now, if you have your heart set on that, you're gonna have to shell out the money for the engineering of that beam to be either built into the drywall of an existing wall, or I've seen it where they bump out and they create a facade for those beams to be resting on. They create a number of studs built out from the wall for the beam to be resting on. If you don't do that, and you just take out the wall, you're either gonna have an immediate collapse or the building is going to sag over time. And that's where you're gonna see cracks and your floor is gonna dip because somebody didn't have the forethought to find out whether this was a load-bearing wall or needed to be structurally supported with some engineering of a beam. I hope this has been helpful in saving you potentially thousands of dollars and time. For more helpful tips like this one, click the image on your screen now. Oh, and be sure to click like and subscribe to Field Guide to DIY. I'll see you in the next video.